This episode of the Pageant Project is proudly brought to you by Diamond Heels. Diamond Heels supplies shoes to women for every occasion, including figure and bodybuilding competitors, pole dancers, and of course pageant queens. With over 350 pairs in stock, they offer a personalised service, including fitting and prompt Australia-wide delivery. Check them out at diamondheels.com.au and make sure to use the coupon code TPP to get 15% off your next order.
I'm Krysta Heath and I'm competing in the Aussie Power Pageant, and this is my interview with the Pageant Project.
Hey everyone, it's Adrian from the Pageant Project, and I am here with Aussie Power Pageant finalist Krysta Heath. Krysta, welcome to the show.
Thank you.
We've been here for about 20 minutes already.
Yeah.
Krysta trying to get her introduction right.
Then Adrian trying to get his introduction right. It's been a bit of a mess, let's be honest.
Yeah, let's be honest. I need to eat that chocolate.
Yeah, by the way, thanks. Guys, in case you don't know what this is
about. This
about.
episode is sponsored by chocolate.
Yeah, Cadbury specifically, Marvellous Creations.
And Krysta will taste test this and then let you know how it goes.
Yes, it could be terrible. I've never tried it before.
That's great. So, Krysta.
Yes.
You were in Miss Grand.
Yes, I was.
And how did you find it?
Yeah, it was good. It was a great experience for a first pageant. Like, I didn't know what I was going into when I signed up for it. So it was really great to get in there and have it all set out the way it was. It was great because Danny did a good job at making sure that we all knew what we were doing before the actual night. So when we got there, we were all really calm. We didn't even have nerves going up, so that was good.
Yeah. So how did you find Miss Grand?
It was a bit challenging for me because I'm not heaps big on makeup and hair. I had to learn a lot of stuff very quickly, which was good because I needed to learn it. But I found it challenging because I don't usually wear like eyelashes and I don't usually put on
makes two of us.
And so it was very hard. I didn't even know. I'm pretty sure they were all everywhere the whole time. But yeah.
But why did you enter it then? So that was your first experience.
Correct.
And you're not typically, you said you don't typically do all those things. So why did you decide to enter?
I think for me, like I mentioned in my last video, it was a lot to do with who I was as a person. Like I was bullied a lot, so I didn't always think that I looked good. But I have a lot to owe to my parents actually, because my mum and her best friend, it's kind of lame, but like I really didn't like who I was, and they spent 2 whole years telling me every day that I was pretty or that they loved me, giving me heaps of encouragement to the point where I actually felt like I was. Yeah. And after I got my braces off, I started to feel confident, so then I wanted to do this project, this pageant, because for me it was just a bit of fun really. I wanted to get into it and it looked like a good starter.
Yeah. And now you're a finalist in the Aussie Power Pageant, which is both Miss Global, Miss Intercontinental, and it's also Australia's Teen Queen, although you're not entered in that one.
No.
So how far do you think that you want to take it? I know this will just be your second pageant, but have you thought about what you want to get from the pageant system, or are you just going to keep doing it for fun and see what happens, or do you have a particular goal?
I would love to go international. My passion is children, so this pageant, we get to choose our own fundraiser and what we kind of promote, and I think that's really good because I get to promote what I actually want to promote, and I can be an ambassador for programs that I wanted to be an ambassador for. Yeah. And so I think this pageant would open up a lot of opportunities to be able to actually talk about what I am really passionate about. And so I'm excited because my dream is to make a better world for children to grow up in. Like I've got 4 foster brothers, and I've seen how their life is coming out of that, and it's terrible. I wouldn't wish that on my worst enemy. So for me, I really want to help make a difference, even if it's just a small difference in how people just even view children coming from these sorts of backgrounds, because we're in a really unforgiving society. And so I want to make them more aware of the reasons why things happen or why children might act certain ways and what we need to do to help them.
And why are you so passionate? I mean, I can see the passion.
Yeah.
Where did that begin? Was it in part because you were bullied?
No, I've known pretty much since I was little that I always wanted to work with children. You can ask my parents. I've always been like, I want to be a kindergarten teacher. I want to work in preschool. And as I grew up, lots of circumstances happened. Like obviously, my parents became foster parents, and we got foster brothers living with them, and they were really little, and I loved them so much. So it was, for me, it's kind of something I always knew I wanted to do. But since I've got older and obviously been able to start studying it, it's the more I've got kind of really like, this is what I want to do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you work in this field.
I do work in this field, yeah.
So what's it like on a daily basis? Because I think this is really important for people to understand, because I have worked with little kids and you have to have the patience of a saint.
Oh, you sure do. Children go at their own pace, not at your pace. Like yesterday, actually, I was trying to get this trolley out of the door and I was like, oh, can you move? Because he's putting on his shoes and he's like, when I'm finished. 20 minutes later, he's still trying to put on his shoe and I'm like, oh man, come on, just move. I'm growing old here. And he's like, don't brush me. And I'm like, oh. So, yeah.
He told you not to? How old are these kids?
4 and 5. I know, they got the attitude. Oh man, telling me how it is.
These are going to be the leaders of tomorrow.
Yeah. But you know what? They're cute at heart. They have their moments, but they're pretty generally cute.
And just back on Miss Grand for a sec, the charity, the cause that you raise the money for, UN Women.
Yeah.
I saw that you managed to get, is it announced or you were mentioned in Parliament?
Yeah,
so tell me how that happened.
Oh, it was crazy. Yeah, I did get mentioned in Parliament. So I contacted the local mayor, Jenny Atkinson in Maitland, and I asked her if they could help me out with coming up with some like sponsors or maybe just helping me with a fundraiser or promoting me so that I could get more just more people in to help. And she kind of said, they said as a team that they can't really promote an individual person, they can only promote a cause, otherwise they look biased. So I was like, okay, so promoting you as a person was out, and I was like, okay, that's fair enough, because I understand that. But they were giving me lots of contacts and people that I could talk to about getting sponsors and about getting help. But unfortunately, I got really sick, so I wasn't able to do a lot that I wanted to do. And anyway, I didn't realise that the UN Women was going to be the actual sponsor, because for a while there they just kind of told us that it was violence against women, which we were fundraising for.
So the general cause,
the general
but not the
cause.
specific.
So I was like, oh right, we get to choose our own charity. So I went and chose a local one called Carrie's Place, which is this amazing refugee they look after, and they're a homeless centre as well. So they look after women and children escaping domestic violence. And they take care of children in Maitland and both Newcastle. And I contacted them because they suggested they would be a good place to do it, and I'd already known them from previous stuff we'd done. So I got I think I got 5 businesses on board. And I got about 30 or 40 families on board from my work and from Fletcher and just from my church and stuff like that. And altogether we were able to fund, at first I said 600, but when we looked at the numbers again, it was about $1,000 worth of products. And we organised it for Mother's Day, and so we just gave them all packs, a care package. Anyway, Jenny, turns out she's the Shadow Minister for Domestic Violence and Sexual Assault in Parliament, and I didn't know that. And she caught wind onto what I had done for Carrie's Place. And yeah, that's how this video came about. It was just all just thanking me for the work I'd done with them and just promoting me. And it was really cool because I was like, what?
So how does it feel being a celebrity?
I wouldn't go that far.
Because also your Facebook, we were talking about this before, your Facebook video from Miss Grand has had over 1,000 views. So I think in all seriousness, obviously you must be surrounded by a network of people who are very supportive.
I am, I do. I owe a lot to my family and my work, because they're so supportive. Like my work in Fletcher, they have just changed everything. They've let me go on these, like they've helped me out with fundraising, they've changed my work so that I can go, covered me, and they're just so supportive. And then my family, they're really supportive as well. So I have a really good network, which really helps. They all came actually to the Miss Grand Australia, they all had a table, and it was really cool. I was trying not to laugh and walking because I'm like, yeah, go guys there, and I'm like, okay, be serious, this is the high fashion runway, don't smile. And then there's a picture of me half.
Is that the one where you're wearing sunglasses and the black outfit and you're all supposed to be looking like really
serious, and it's like a half smirk?
I think there were a few people who were having a bit of problem pulling off that whole high fashion pout.
I was fine walking up, and then
until they yelled out.
And then I saw them and they looked, and I was like, I'm trying to keep it together. That didn't happen very well. And so they've got a lovely photo to remind me that I cracked a smile.
Memories. So where do you see yourself, might be a hard question, but in a year or 5 years or 10 years? I mean, you are a very busy person.
I am.
Like almost everyone that I interview, but do you have an ultimate, where you want to end up?
Yeah, I've always wanted to run my own childcare centre. So that has always been a dream of mine. But like I was talking to you before, I think I love childcare, but it's a very full-on job. So I have a lot of other fields that I'm very interested in, so I'd like to explore them a little bit, and I would like to do some more I would love to be higher up in what I'm doing. Like I would like to be, like, you know, maybe in a magazine or something. That'd be really cool. And just even going into like a bit of film. Because my dad just actually got this movie.
I saw that. Actually, tell us more about that, because that's really exciting.
Yeah, so my dad's a movie producer. He produced a movie called Yesterday Girl with his partner, Mike Garrick, and they actually met through TAFE, Final TAFE. They were doing, so it's really cool. They got together and they put together this movie, the script, and they started filming about 4 years ago. Yeah.
that patience.
It's a low budget film because obviously they've been putting it together, but they got a lot of amazing things. So they've got a world-class Olympian horse to be one of the horses in their movies. They've been able to shoot at places no one else has been able to shoot at, and then they've destroyed it. So their movie's actually like a landmark for some of them because it's got historical buildings that no longer exist.
Wow, okay.
So they've done this film, they put it together, and they were working really hard, and then a mini movie major picked it up called Global World Genesis or something like that, sorry. And they picked it up and they finished doing all the edits, and then my dad and Mike finished it up, and then it went over to the Cannes Film Festival. I don't actually know how it went, but then it went to the LA, and in the LA festival it's just won Best Sci-Fi and Best First Time Director. And so now like, lots of people are kind of jumping on because they really want to see this movie. China's showing interest and asked for a contract for the movie, which is really exciting.
It is, because those are obviously really huge film festivals. Everyone knows the Cannes Film Festival.
Yeah, they are.
So that must be really exciting. So is that your dad's first film?
Yeah, first film.
So what made him decide to go into it?
My dad has been a graphic designer for a long time. He used to work for the Singleton Army Base, and he used to do all their magazines and stuff like that. And then once he left, he decided he wanted to go into movie making because it was part of his job. And so he's always kind of just had this dream of having a movie, and then he finally got to do it. So
that's amazing.
Yeah.
So can you give us a one-liner what the film's about? Because you said it was about sci-fi.
Yeah, okay, so it's Yesterday Girl. The whole point of the movie is that you don't know what's happening till the very end, but it's basically the end of the world is coming, and people are waking up from the dead. It's like weird, and they don't remember who they are, and then as the movie goes on, they kind of remember how they died. And the people that are alive are pretty much horrible people, and they're like, join me or die. And so the whole movie, they're trying to escape from these people that out to kill them.
Right. Is this the one that you were painted up as a zombie for?
That's the one.
Oh, okay, right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, Walking Dead, I've been corrected. I'm the Walking Dead.
Right, not
I get
a zombie.
to hunt the main character, so it's pretty cool in a nightmare.
Yeah, that was pretty graphic makeup as well, by the way. It's like all blood and stuff.
Yeah, it was really, it's even worse. It was a really hot day when we were filming it. And
bad day to be Walking
Dead.
Dead.
I just didn't put sunscreen on. So I had a competition for my gymnastics like 2 days later, and when I washed it all off, I had all these blood stains like from the sunburn. And so in my pictures, you just see like all these blood like marks of like burn, and then the normal skin. So embarrassing.
That would have been a nice side of gymnastics, to have all this like stuff all over you.
Everyone's like, what the hell? Like, did you do like a really botched like tanning job? And I'm like, no.
No, I played zombie for the day and got sunburned.
And then they were like, why didn't you just put a fake tan on? And I was like, that would have been the logical thing to do, to cover it up. But I'm me.
What's next for you? What's coming up, I guess, for the remainder of the year?
Well, I'm competing in the Country Girl National Finalist list in August in Newcastle, and then in September I'll obviously have the Power Pageant. At the moment, that's all I really have planned because that's a big chunk of it, and then I'm finishing off my degree, working, and then whatever else happens kind of just happens.
Yeah.
Obviously I'm with Royal Modelling, so if I get some jobs with them, that's pretty cool. And I've got some friends, so I'm always doing something.
Yeah. The modelling, is it something that you're just doing as fun? Or is it something that you're doing more as a career and you want to see how far you can take it?
It's wherever it leads, really. Yeah. Currently, I'm just doing it for fun. I like doing it. It's a good experience, and if I, get paid and for someone taking my photo, that's pretty cool too. But I would love for it to go pretty serious. Like I love to be doing something really cool.
What's the hardest part about modelling for you? Or pageantry?
Oh, yeah. Look, the makeup's pretty tough.
Yeah.
But I love it because I like looking pretty, but it's really hard for me to do.
What's the hardest makeup part to do?
Seriously, the eyelashes. Oh my God. Yeah, I'm there for like probably 40 minutes. just pulling it out. After I'm just walking off like,
So we can find you an eyelash sponsor.
That would be,
aside from the chocolate sponsor.
Yeah, the magnetic ones. That'd probably be the way to go, or at least...
You'd be happy to be an ambassador?
Yeah, even eyelash extensions so I don't have to put them on.
Yeah.
Someone has to do them for me, please. Save me from my misery.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, Krysta, for people to follow you on social, to follow your journey,
Yeah.
what's the best platforms to get you on?
Instagram or Facebook. So my Instagram is Krysta_Heath, pretty easy, and my Facebook is just Krysta Heath. So nice and easy. On Facebook, if you try and add me on my private account, I probably won't add you because I don't know you. So I have a public page. That's the way to go, and I keep you just as updated.
Okay, that sounds good. All right, okay, so we're going to finish with the same 10 questions that I
Okay.
give everyone.
All right.
I tell people this is the most pageant-esque part because it's sort of Q&A.
Okay.
Let's see how you go. So 10 questions. Number 1, what is your favourite word?
Word. I knew you were going to ask me this one. I was trying to think of it in the car because I don't really have a word. I have a phrase. It would be oh my gosh. I always say it. I'm like, oh my gosh. Like, really? Oh my gosh.
Very polite of you. OMG. Okay. No.
I just don't say the other one. I always like gosh.
Yeah.
So then everyone's just like,
when I interview people, there are two schools. One are the people who will not say any curse words, and then there's the other ones who are curse word every second word.
yeah, I'm not a curse word person.
Okay. What about number 2 then? What's your least favourite word?
Oh, probably swear words actually. If I hear you like swearing around me, I'm always like,
Okay. Good to
Yeah.
know. All right. In life, what turns you on? What gets you excited?
so many things. I'm a bit of an adrenaline seeker. I love to do like stuff that makes me like nervous or puts me out of my comfort zone. So like skydiving, like hiking, camping and stuff, rock climbing. So I'm a pretty outdoorsy person.
What's the craziest thing you've done? I mean, skydiving.
Skydiving, skydive 15,000 feet.
How did you find that?
Oh yeah, really intense.
Did you scream all the way down, or
No,
you laughed all the way down, or you
look,
went again?
It was on a date.
Yeah.
I went skydiving with. So I was trying to be really cool, be like, yeah, I got this, no problem. And they're like, oh, you'll jump last. It ended up having to jump first, and they do the thing called a pre-jump flight check, and so they have to stick you out the plane and stick you back in to make sure there's no one underneath when you jump.
Say that again.
Yeah.
They have to stick you out of the plane.
Yeah.
To why? What?
So like you sit and you have to
Yeah.
go out the side and you have to make sure that there's no one underneath the plane. So when you jump, you're not jumping onto another plane.
Oh, I think like you're checking for someone underneath the plane. I'm like, why would there be anyone underneath the plane?
Hey Joey, how you
It's like,
going?
what are you doing there? Let go.
Don't you feel awkward there? A bit windy?
So you went skydiving on a date.
Yeah. So he was really good looking, not gonna lie. I know, it sounds weird. I've always
It's
wanted...
not much, like you can't have much conversation when you're skydiving though.
No, I know. I mean, we hung out before that, and then after that was just like the real incentive. But it was exciting for me. I've always wanted to go, so I was like, yeah. But then I had to actually act really cool, and I was like, in my head, I'm screaming like, oh my gosh, I'm gonna die. And then on the outside, I was like, yeah, it's no worries.
All right.
By the way, I didn't actually keep my video because I did not keep it together.
What did you? Well, no one looks like the face never looks good.
Look, I thought I would look cooler, but I was
No.
no.
Everyone's cheeks end up here.
I was just mortified, to be honest, trying to catch myself.
Must have been pretty bad video. What turns you off? That was what turned you on. You said adrenaline junkie. So what turns you off?
Look, I'm not a big drinker and stuff like that, so I don't party hard. So whenever someone wants me to go out and do something like that, it's out of my comfort zone. So I'm usually generally not inclined to do that. That turns me off. They're like, hey, let's go out, or we'll go out here and do this, and I'm like, I'm okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. What sound or noise do you love?
Okay, like when you go camping and you're in your tent and you just hear all the birds chirping and the wind and it's raining. I love that.
Okay.
That sounds a good sound. But I also do love music, so anything with a good beat.
What's your favourite music?
I have so many. I like the pop rising genre on Spotify, but currently at the moment I'm really into Chainsmokers and they got some good stuff. Yeah.
Nice.
Oh, and I know it's really bad, but Jason Derulo's new music coming out is pretty sweet. He's got some good tunes.
Why is it bad?
And whenever I say Jason Derulo to people, they're always like, I don't like Jason. But
The only thing I don't understand about Jason Derulo song, is there a single Jason Derulo song where he doesn't say his own name? That's
Yes.
the only.
Yeah,
is there?
this
There
tune,
is?
yeah.
Oh, he doesn't say Jason Derulo in every song now?
So Colours that he's just pulled out, and If I'm Lucky. They're
Yeah.
my two favourite songs probably of this year. And yeah.
And he doesn't say his own
No,
name?
he doesn't say his own name.
Okay, that's the only thing I don't really like about Jason Derulo is he says his own name in every
You
song.
know, so many artists do that though.
I know.
Nicki Minaj, like.
Self-promotion. Anyway, so what sound or noise do you hate?
Oh, I'm really against Skrillex, like that techno music. Anything with a really annoying techno beat. I'm in the car and there's one good song and I literally let it play right up to the point it goes through this techno moment and then I skip it.
Okay, so music, I'm seeing is an important part of your life.
Yeah.
Okay, if you could have one superpower, what would it be and why?
Oh, actually, I was just talking about this the other day when I was watching The Incredibles.
Yeah.
Yes, I watched The Incredibles.
You're not the first person who told me that, believe me.
Look, I've been waiting 12 years for that movie. No, I would love to have like the invisibility and the force field. I think that'd be a really cool power to have. And after seeing it on Marvel and they made that shit pretty damn cool, I like that role.
Nice. Okay. What job or occupation other than your own would you most like to attempt?
Oh, look, I've always wanted to be a paediatrician, like a doctor, but I'm not good with blood or gore at all. So that was out the door.
How bad is not good?
Like,
Pass out?
I'm really no. I think I would though in some of those scenarios. I'm pretty squeamish.
Right.
Yeah, but I've also always wanted to do in the army, believe it or not. Yeah.
I can believe that. I mean, your dad, you said your dad worked with the army base.
Yeah. But like just personally, like I was in like Pathfinders, which is kind of like scouts when I was younger. And we used to always do marching and hiking, and I absolutely loved it. And I think I've been thinking about it pretty hard, and I'd love to have a break and just join the army for a couple of years and then go back to everything.
I can see that. That would be a nice break from kids. It'd be almost completely different.
Yeah, but it's good because in a way I'm still working towards protecting children, so that's great. So if I could get into a division that kind of looked after, like opportunity to go to another country, like looked after kind of caring for the children and stuff, like that would be my niche. I'd love to do that.
Yeah, that sounds cool. All right, what job or occupation other than your own would you definitely not like to attempt?
Yeah, a mortician.
I don't think anyone's ever answered that before, but that's a good answer. Any particular reason other than, of course, not?
Oh, just dead people just creep me out. So it's always like something that's always just been like really creepy to me. So the idea of being a mortician is just disturbing. Okay.
All right. Final question. If heaven exists, what would you like to hear God say when you arrive at the pearly gates?
I was just thinking like, damn girl. No, just kidding. That I did a good job. I'd like to think that I'd done him well. That I had actually made a difference and he was there. I always think that he probably always kind of works in the background because, I mean, like where I am today, like I got a lot of it just, I worked hard, but it's just come, so it's really good. So I'd hope that he said I've done a good job.
Sounds good to me.
Yeah.
Well, thank you for your time.
No, thank you.
Thank you for coming over here and thank you for braving the freezing weather and the wind. I think there's a storm about to hit us.
Oh yeah, 100%.
So thank you for watching and we'll speak to you next time. Hey, it's Adrian. If you'd like some pageant coaching to help you win that title or you'd like to keep up to date with our interviews, check us out at thepageantproject.com. Speak to you soon.